How's it going? I'm going to go ahead and tell you about my little trip I made to Carowinds in North Carolina slash South Carolina. And it was very interesting. I had a lot of flashbacks from my teenage past, and then I was harassed, and I was frustrated at the same time. But I overall had a good time going to Carowinds. So here we go. Let's talk about the flashback first. Okay, I was waiting in line, and I was observing all these teenagers because the average age was, what, 16? So here, this older guy in his early 30s with a bunch of teenagers, and I had just this like teenage past I totally forgot actually reawakened. So I remember going way into the past. Ooh. This is very strange, but I completely forgot about this. I remember when I was 16, I had a lot of idols that were all like wrestlers and stuff like that, and I wanted to look cool like them. So I remember I started lifting, and I actually started getting in shape. And I remember people started to notice at school, and I remember I was getting more in shape, and they would say, "Oh, you look great," and girls started to notice, and like, "Oh my God, girls are starting to notice." And then people tried to peer pressure me into doing sports and stuff, and I'm like, "No, I don't want to do sports because that way I would have to date a girl, and if I date a girl, I'm going to have sex with a girl, and if I don't have sex, people will probably find out I'm gay, and that would be the worst thing in the world, and I would just end up committing suicide." Crazy, huh? That's what would go on in my mind. And I remember, well, no, I don't want people to notice. I don't want to look like I'm in shape again, so I just stopped working out, and in fact, I started going the opposite direction. I started to actually put on weight. So here I wasn't like overweight, but I was pretty chunky by the time I was in my senior year in high school. So I even had pictures, and I looked back at it like, dang, I was kind of a little chunky then. So it's amazing what I did. There's a bug up there. It's amazing what I did to try to repress my gay side, to try to run away from myself. I wasn't being myself, but I'm glad I look back at that memory and realize how far I have come from that. Now I'm not afraid to be myself, and I think that's a wonderful thing, and I just was so ashamed of myself that I wasn't being myself. That's what I was seeing a lot of teenagers do. They don't know who they are yet. They're trying to figure themselves out, so they're trying to pretend to be somebody they're not. And they're not too sure if they're being someone else or not at the time. But when they look back at it, they'll realize this. So anyways, I was waiting in one of these lines at Carowinds, and there's these two 16-year-olds, I guess 16-ish, right behind me, and they're like they were talking about they suddenly brought up a lot of gay stuff. They said, "I think one of our friends is gay." They said no, they said, "I think one of our friends is a homosexual." And I realized someone's still using that term. Anyways, so they started bringing it up, and they were just reenacting like gay people like, "Oh my God, will you marry me?" Like, "Oh yeah." And after a while, I mean, I was waiting in line for like 15 minutes, and after 15 minutes of it, I don't know what it is. It must have been the teenage part of my brain, but I was just ignoring them, and suddenly my neck turns right to them, and I just stare at them. I don't stare meanly. I just stare at them, each of them. And then they of course, get kind of timid and shy, and they just start to look down and look away, And they didn't bring it up for the rest of the duration of the roller coaster. So it just goes to show I'm not afraid to take a stand, even if it's some little punk-ass kid. So, and I did that not just for me, I did that for the gay community, because people need to realize you need to watch what you say in public, because it can piss a lot of people off. Okay, so I was waiting on another line, and there was these girls behind me, and I think they were obsessed with my ass. And because some of the lines go upstairs, and you're slowly going up the stairs, and then there's a railing to the left, and this girl would grab the railing, but before she grabbed the railing, she'd swoop past my ass and touch it, and she kept touching my ass, and it started to annoy me really bad. And they would be whispering and looking at my ass and stuff. I think they were obsessed with it, so it was annoying. And I also got checked out from other girls waiting in line too, and these were under 18, so you really shouldn't be doing that. But I guess when you're in puberty, I remember I checked out guys like in their 30s too. So, but it is very flattering, because I don't ever recall people checking me out ever. Maybe because it's my I'm becoming more confident in public. Maybe it has to do with my social anxiety. I'm not too sure, but that in essence is a reward, you know. So I'm a little flattered, you know, while I'm still young to get checked out. And another little rant. This is a side thing. I hate when people get on roller coasters and they don't want no one else to sit with them. So we had these four people. They were all buddies, right? And we were in one aisle. That means you can set four people in a row on the roller coaster, right? So their buddies split up into twos. Okay, the first set get on there, and they don't want their friends to ride with them. Here we're in the same line as them. So basically, they get on the coaster, they come back, they get off, and then their next buddies sit on there. So they don't want two other people to sit with them. So here we have to wait again. So it's really wrong. What I'm trying to say is, when you get on a coaster, sit with two complete strangers, okay? It's not going to kill you. I do it all the time. When I was 15, I used to sit with strangers, and they really appreciated it because when you're only by yourself, it's okay to have other people on, and it's like a little enjoyable experience, you know? I get mad. Me and my buddy, we just sat with whoever, you know? We could get on with whoever, and I could care less who it was, you know? Unless they were vomiting everywhere. That's a different issue. At Carowinds, we rode the Fury. It was a really, really tall roller coaster, one of the tallest roller coasters I ever got on, and it's a brand new one. It's Fury 326 or 325 or whatever it's called. I don't know what the number means in the roller coaster name. Anyways, we got on there. It was so freaking high, and it was one of the biggest drops. I almost blacked out. You know, when everything gets all black and white and sparkly and stuff, it happened every time I went down that drop, and then you would do more intense drops too, you know, so you're constantly getting that. It's really cool. Anyway, I really had a wonderful time to it, and I suggest you ride a roller coaster like that, and it's amazing. Whew. I can't stop thinking about it. It just really was something else. We rode it back to back. I enjoyed it so much the first time. I told my buddies, dude, we're riding it again, and we did. We rode it again, and I am so scared of heights, so anytime I'm up there, that's the scariest part, is when you're slowly going up there, and then you just wait, and we rode another ride at Carowinds. In case, just to let you know, Carowinds is near Charlotte, North Carolina, just to give you an idea. We rode another one called the Intimidator, and I rode this many times in the past, and it's a big red roller coaster. It's big, but not as big as the Fury. But anyway, we were going up it, you know, when you first go up the roller coaster, and it stopped the first time, and we're like, oh, everyone was like, oh no, it's going to break down, we got to walk all the way down the stairs, and I'm scared of heights. Here I'm shaking shitless, the first coaster of the day. I was like, oh no, don't stop. And it continued again, and it stopped again. I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's going to be one of them coasters that just gets stuck in the middle of the tracks. And, you know, I remember hearing all these things at Six Flags theme parks in, like, Maryland on the news when I was growing up. It was horrible how things would get stuck. That was going on in my head, like, oh, man. And then we get to the very top, and it was about to go, and it stopped again. And then suddenly you heard someone get on the mic, and it's this lady goes, number three, put your cell phone away. Number three, put your cell phone away. There's some person in row number 3 who's getting ready to take their picture as they fall, which is the stupidest thing, because you're likely going to lose your cell phone when you go down such a steep drop from the Intimidator. Everyone got mad. I got mad, like, put your cell phone away. I'm scared shitless. Here, I'm so scared of heights, you know. It's like, and then finally we went. The scariest ride I could think at Carowinds, or any theme park, is anything with a drop tower. Those are truly the scariest, because you're dangling way up high, and you just dangle there, and then you just drop, and I am so scared shitless. Okay, anyway, that was my little mixed story at Carowinds.